Hi everyone. I want to talk a little bit about growing up a Jehovah's Witness and the lesson I learned about my role as a woman. Jehovah's Witness children are exposed to everything that the adults are. There is no filter, and they are required to pay attention, listen, and learn just like the adults. And then you add the exposure to the adults, the other Jehovah's Witnesses in the congregation. One of the very first lessons that I learned was that boys were better. Boys were given certain jobs and duties and etc. in the Kingdom Hall or church that girls could not do simply because we're girls. Um, Women are the weaker sex, largely in part because we're emotional. And so women are emotional, men aren't. And then, of course, wifely dues. Dues are sex. So there was a lot of talk about wifely dues, paying your dues, etc. We heard a lot about what kind of sex was appropriate or sinful and what kind of sex wasn't, and all about what kind of dues can and cannot be paid and how it should be paid. Um, and then, of course, you've got the rape. Um, how if a woman is raped, she can be held just as accountable as her rapist, just as guilty as her rapist if she doesn't scream. Because according to the Watchtower, and I quote, she is consenting to her violation if she doesn't scream. So she's guilty. And what ties this all together nicely is that women are designed, created for men. Everything about us is designed and created to appeal to the man. So it's everything about sex falls on the woman's shoulders. It's our responsibility, it's our fault, it's our job, etc. So I had this idea that was my role as a woman. And then all of a sudden I find myself outside of the Watchtower and with this mentality. And, I hurt other people, I hurt myself by putting myself into damaging situations. And ironically, it took worldly people. Worldly people are what Jehovah's Witnesses call non-Jehovah's Witnesses. And worldly people are generally people with no morals, no ethics, etc., according to a Jehovah's Witness. So ironically, it was worldly people who educated me on the fact that women have value, that I had value, that men have feelings and emotion, that I didn't need a man to be worthy, that I had self-worth just by being, that it wasn't my job to give sex, and that men could be held accountable, that men had accountability. And so those were the two lessons that I learned in my life. I have written an article for AWA, and so if you're interested, I will put the link below to the website. It is aawadanmera.co. And if you are interested in telling your story, if you have a similar story or, funny, serious, sad, happy, and I would love to be able to help you tell your story. So I will put my email down in the more info as well. It is aawadanmera@gmail.com. And so I would love to hear from you, and check out the article, and I will talk to you later. Bye.